FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Israeli Defense Minister Ephraim Sneh, in an October interview this month as we sit here taping this, quote, "If no crippling sanctions are in place by Christmas, Israel will strike. Israel will strike. If we are left alone, we will act alone." Is that somebody getting out ahead of his prime minister? Is that the Israelis testing the Western response? This was in an interview with the Sunday Times in London. Or is that a statement of Israeli policy? Have they already answered the question?
Sneh is a friend of mine.
Is he a crazy person, or is this?
No, he's not all crazy. He's not all crazy. You know,
this is a man who knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He knows Iran. He knows the politics. He's labor. He was labor. And if he says that Israel will attack, and he doubted they would a couple of years ago, they probably will.
I think that when you have a 2% approval rating of Obama inside Israel, according to some polls, this was sort of what Israel did during the Bush administration, especially after that flawed 2006 estimate that Iran wasn't really getting the bomb. But now I think when an Israeli high official says that they're going to do something, we have to take it seriously. So I agree with Bob. And then there's another thing to remember.
When you say your point about Obama's 2% approval rating in Israel is, this administration has almost no diplomatic leverage with Israel?
Yes.
That's the point you're making?
And the second point, they don't believe that the United States is going to do anything, and they weren't sure about Bush. Second is that I think it's...
You buy both of those?
Yeah,
you do?
Yeah. I think
he's right.
I think also it's a little worrisome that there are people in this administration. I'll give you three examples. The Samantha Power appointment, the failed Charles Freeman nomination, the pressure on the settlements, Dr. Zazinski's very Orwellian statement who was an advisor to the Obama campaign, remember, on national security matters, that we should shoot down...
Brzezinski.
Yes, is it Brzezinski, that we should shoot down Israeli planes if they fly over American occupied...
Quote, Zbigniew Brzezinski, "In order to strike Iran, they, the Israelis, will have to fly over our airspace in Iraq. Are we just going to sit there and watch? We have to be serious about denying them that right. That means you go up and confront them. No one wishes for this, but it could be a liberty in reverse. The liberty is the American warship that was... Yeah. So he's saying we should be willing to shoot down...
I don't know if he's... he doesn't speak for the U.S. military. He doesn't speak necessarily for the Obama administration. But what I'm worried about is there's a large number of people in the Obama administration who don't see a constitutional democracy that's Western and it's very successful, tolerant, diverse society like Israel as exceptional in the region. It's just another nation, no different, no better, no worse than Palestinians, no different, no worse than Syrians. And their way of thinking, if it's a win-win situation. If Israel takes out the Iranians, then we say to the Israelis, oh my gosh, we deploy this preemptive unilateralism, we're no longer a strong ally, and we win out of it. So I'm really worried because I see a Greek tragedy here where the Israelis are going to have no good options, and they might feel that a second Holocaust, he denied the first one, and he's bragging about the second one to come. Yeah, and they might think this is the only thing we can do is try to do some response, and it will be messy, it'll be long, it won't necessarily be comprehensively successful, and then people in the United States it'll open Israel up to say, you see, this is an ally that's an albatross around our neck. And this administration would like to.
And the administration wants distance.
Yeah, I think they want to make it, and we want to be neutral in the way that Europe is toward Israel. This is what this administration wants.